he's on that stage. He's obviously like 600 pounds. He can't move around. He's sitting on the chair. He has an oxygen tank. He's smoking. I wouldn't want to see anybody performing sitting down on the chair just rocking back and forth, but that's just me. I like live entertainment, and that's not what I consider entertainment. But it's obviously somebody should help him. But the thing about this era that we're in, especially Gen Zers, you're not able to say these things. It becomes like a gaslight fest for people like...
From pen to pen, the state again. Podcasting crew, gen to gen, let's go. Yeah, gen to gen. Podcasting, know we at it again. Past the future, always here for the win. We hold it down, the movement will never end. Yeah, gen to gen. Podcasting, know we at it again. Past the future, always here for the win. We hold it down, the movement will never end.
We laugh, we don't judge. So for people who don't know, we shoot this show at the West Oaks Mall. So when I come to the West Oaks Mall, I'm reminded of, this is probably like 10, 15 years ago. And I think I was fresh out of a relationship, a long-term relationship. And so I decided I wanted to, try to date. And so that's when online dating was kind of like really hitting the scene. And now, Gen Zers and people younger, even millennials now, because now it's commonplace to online date, right? But back then, it was kind of like, hit or miss. Not to say that we didn't do it or that it was, but it was kind of frowned upon. So it's not something that we brag about. So I was on this wonderful dating site called Plenty of Fish.
Oh, okay, that's cute.
Yeah, I was on Plenty of Fish, right? Trying to get I was trying to get my dick wet for real. I wasn't trying to really find the love of my life because that definitely wasn't a thing.
But that's what Plenty of Fish always been for,
right? But so I'm and also side note, I'm terrible at trying to spark a random conversation on the internet, on the online dating. I don't know the rules or anything like that. So I'm trying to I guess like throw my rod in, I guess, no pun intended. And I'm trying to spark a conversation. Nobody hitting back. So I got one hit. And so, of course, I go to her pictures and I scroll and I see, if this is a fish that I would like to, catch. And she was decent or whatever. In those pictures, she looked decent, right? And so we spark conversation. We hit her. We exchange numbers. I text her. We agree to meet. All in the short time frame. So the fishing's going well at this point. I caught something. I'm reeling it in.
Okay.
So I'm supposed to go pick her up. So I head over to pick her up, and she texts. She goes, "Don't park directly in front of the house because my folks here live here, and I just don't want you to pick me up in front of the house." Cool. First red flag, as the Gen Zers say. Like I said, the pictures were great. It was a good fish at the time. So I wait for like 15, 20 minutes, waiting for her to come out. Finally, she comes out. She about 5'11". We don't judge.
We don't.
So we don't fat shame or body shame.
None of that.
Body positivity, all of that.
Amen.
But let's just say the pictures on her Plenty of Fish profile were from a long time ago. Probably high school.
Oh my
goodness. She was in high school weight. So cool. I'm already in. I'm locked in. It's no turning back. And also, men have this thing I like to call dick goggles.
Okay. Explain.
It means when we're in pursuit of getting our pole wet.
You choose anything.
Wet. Not choose anything, but
that's what I heard.
But we
goggles.
don't really see.
You see the coochie, but you don't see the person.
You said it, not me. We laugh, but we do
don't.
not judge.
We laugh, we do not judge. We
May I
laugh,
continue?
We do not judge. Keep
So-
going.
So she get in the car. She's heavy breathing. But
Oh, you can hear the cholesterol in her voice.
yeah, it was. I heard like the phlegm. You know what I mean?
I'm
I
sure
heard,
she had amazing energy.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
she didn't. That's part of the problem because I am an energy person. So she gets in the car. She's like either mixed race or like Puerto Rican, and so she's sitting. So she's in the car. And mind you, we don't have a plan. We don't have any plan of what we're gonna do. So we kind of mapping it out while she's in the car. So I'm like, let's go get something to eat. Let's, figure it out. Now, it wouldn't be fair if I didn't do some green flags. She was interested in saving me money because she was like, "Yo, let's go get something to eat. We can go to CC's. It's $3.99. It's back when it's $3.99. $3.99 all you can eat, and I can go to the racetrack and get."
So
the
she had a plan.
Yeah, get the 79-cent drink.
Wow.
Save you some money. So I'm like, all right. I like that.
What? You like that?
But so we started driving, and as we driving,
Let me drink. This man say he like that.
I'm kind of examining her. I'm kind of looking at her, like examining my fish, seeing what I caught. And this bass, she had like she had eczema, and I don't know if you guys know what eczema looks like on someone who's like Puerto Rican complexion or like mixed race, like pecan. It looks like they look like red canker sores on her. And the goggles wearing off, but still I have to see it through, my boy. I have to see it through.
But
we laugh,
okay.
we don't judge.
I'm trying.
So we riding.
Trying.
We're in the Ocoee area still, and so I was like, man, I don't really want CC's. And she was like, you know what? We can go to the food court, get something to eat from West Oaks Mall. This is 10, 15 years ago. This is when West Oaks Mall was still kind of popping. Right now, it's not really popping. Only thing really going on is, the podcast studio for real. So I'm like, cool. We get to the West Oaks Mall. We go to the food court. So now I'm like, how am I going to shake this young lady?
So you took her to the food court and you trying to shake her at the food court
let me tell my story because you sound really judgy. You don't know the rules of the.
Oh, I keep forgetting.
Of
What is how it go?
We laugh.
We laugh and we don't judge.
We don't judge. So we go to we in line. I forget which food court, which restaurant we were at, but
Sbarro.
We'll say Sbarro. We're in the line, so I'm like, I gotta go to the bathroom. So while she's in line, I go to where the bathroom is, and if you go to any mall, there's like a back corridor in the mall where like basically the businesses are able to get in through like the parking lot or through the back. So it's like a hallway all the way around the mall.
Okay.
So I kind of slip back into that corridor and I run around to try to find an exit door. I run all the way around.
So you tell us how you ditched her at the
Listen,
mall.
let me tell the story. I run all the way around. I run out. I make it to the door. I run out of the door. The door that I find myself out of is on the other side of the mall from where my car is. So I run all the way around. I get in my car. I block her from Plenty of Fish, Instagram, Facebook, everything I had. I blocked her phone number, and I speed off, and I leave that fish at the mall. Not something I'm proud of. Lesson I learned. I'm no good at internet dating.
I want to know what lesson you learned from that.
I learned that when you fishing with your dick, you're going to catch what you get. When we laugh and we don't judge. Welcome to the Gen to Gen podcast. I am your resident millennial. We're going to have a kickback time. We are with the more beautiful millennial, Frankie.
Hi, you guys. What's up? What's up? I'm here.
How you doing, Frankie?
I'm good. How you doing?
You looking good.
I feel good. I decided to wear my ears because it's Christmas season. I'm trying to bring it in and give that spirit out here. They're going to come off a little later. But
What kind of ears? It's like a gay
These are
reindeer?
A gain deer.
A gay
I actually bought these for the gym, but I was like, you guys can get this energy too, okay? So we just bring it in the season real nice.
Frankie, you don't need anything extra for people to look at you. Come on.
I
People
don't,
they're
but
already
at
going
the
to look
same
at you.
time, how fun are these? Aren't they so cute? Okay, anyway.
Because you don't need reindeer antlers. You got a reindeer's ass, so I think you're safe.
First of all, this man, since we done got here, he keep on stopping his sentences in the middle of the sentence all the time. I say, Jeremy, what's going on? What's happening? He says, I'm just trying to concentrate, Frankie, and I get it.
Frankie, that's not what I was talking about.
What was you talking about?
It's a lot of lights in here. It wasn't. You're so vain.
Me?
You probably thought this song was about you. What do you think? What do you think? You think I was smitten by you, Frankie?
I think you fell over just a couple times, but it's neither here nor there. I really don't think so. But I gotta get my laugh, and we don't judge.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm here.
You ready for mine?
Yeah.
Y'all gotta hear mine. Okay, so I was really trying to come up with one where I acted a fool, but it ain't too many where I acted a fool.
Cap. Hey, put that takeoff clip in from that. Stop the cap.
I'm too sensible, but I'm gonna tell you how I dated a red flag, like a purposeful red flag. You get what I'm saying? Okay, so so I met this guy, and because we laugh.
And we do not judge.
We do not judge. So I met this guy, and when I met him, I don't know, for some reason, I just feel people's energy really all the time, and I don't ask this question. I really don't. I don't know why I asked him, but I said, he tried to approach me. I said, do you got baby mama drama? The man looked me right in my eyes and said, yes, I do. And I said,
I respect it.
You get what I'm saying? I said, okay, well, no, I can't do this. So I kind of walked away. We was at this event. We ran into each other or whatever. We shared a laugh, and we was like, we could just exchange numbers, because he's like, I'm not with her, but it's crucial, Frankie. So he tells me that. He tells me the little backup of it. He was like a straight-laced guy. I don't want to believe too much, but I also want to hear what he's saying. I'm hearing what he's saying, but he's telling me that he messed around with a girl. She real, off the charts. She ghetto. That's the words he used. Or whatever. And I don't know what to take what he's saying, but I'm gonna receive it. But anyway, we go on our first date. Okay, so we go on our first date, and we headed out to this set date. And then set date. And so on the way to the date, he says, Frankie, I got to stop by my place. Okay, we're dressed, going out to this place, and I get in the car. We get to his house, and he says, Frankie, come in. I'm like, wow, we about to get ready to leave. He says, come in. He let me in. We go in. He goes to the back. He's like, come just sit in my room real quick. And so I'm sitting in his room. I'm just sitting there like, very like, demure, cute, like ready for a go, because we're fully dressed. So he's running around the house. As I'm sitting there, I heard like, something shake in the background. I'm like, what was that noise? So I just was like, what was that noise? So I'm sitting there like this, and the next thing you know, 3 bitches start coming through the window.
Three?
Oh, they coming through the window. And all I heard her say was, this why you ain't with your baby? Baby, I ran, got in the see, this is the part where we laugh and we do not judge. Because I ran and I got in that bathroom because I ain't a fool.
He got in the bathroom?
Why? You think I'm going to let 3 ugly people fight me?
You didn't say they were ugly.
Pretense. Like, the girl that he was messing with, she was like this. She was like small in stature, light-skinned, cute girl, right? But what she had on her tail was her cousins. She had like the twins from Proud Family. They was on her tail, and they was coming through the window too. And I ran and got in the, yes, I did. Why would I let ugly people fight me? You should not do that. Who am I proving? And I'm gonna fight for a man. We laugh. See, I'm trying to prove myself, and we laugh, and we don't judge. I ain't finished yet though. So then that happened, and I was like, man, that's crazy. At the time, I was in the military. So this is me dating a civilian who lives in Norfolk, and he only lived there because he went to Norfolk State. So I'm dating him because, okay, he's doing his thing or whatever like that. So then he says, Frankie, I'm sorry about that. Can I have another chance? I was like, I don't know. This is kind of, because he ended up telling me that the girl, he got her pregnant. He gave her money for an abortion.
Oh.
He gave her money for an abortion. But however, she ends up disappearing for 7 months. And she comes back pregnant, like, ta-da! And so he was like, I'm just a father, so I got to take care of my child. But anyway, he says, Frankie, give me another opportunity. So I did. So this time, this was back in it was way back in the day. We talking 15 years ago or whatever. And we go to Carrabba's, right? So it's not even a week later. We go to Carrabba's. And I remember that.
After the girls try to jump?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm telling, that's why we laugh and we don't judge.
I'm trying.
That's hard, Frankie.
God.
I'm really trying.
I don't even want to tell the story no more.
Now finish.
I'm just kidding.
You're at Carrabba's.
Okay, so we at Carrabba's, y'all. And we're at Carrabba's and we are having a good old time. And, it's the exchange is good. So as we are leaving Carrabba's, we go to walk out Carrabba's. And as my mind sees it still to this day, that Ford Taurus pull up.
Everybody run.
Boy, let me tell you something. That van pulled up and they slid back the doors. Like this. Baby, they jumped out the van. This why you ain't with your baby? I said. So I run back in the restaurant because here we are again. I'm not finna let these hoes get to me because they're not even worried about him. They trying to get to me. What did I do? He's not. Clearly, and I want to say this, he wasn't with the girl, but that's her baby daddy now. So she want her baby daddy. And so I ran into the restaurant or whatever. He out there handling business. It's really embarrassing. So this is like 15 years ago. It's really embarrassing. And this was in Virginia at the Carrabba's over there. Ooh, in Virginia Beach. Anyway, so I go into the building. When I come out, he's like, Frankie, let's go. We get to this man's car, baby, she keyed his whole car. He had a brand new 300. When I tell you, baby girl keyed the whole car, I was riding in the passenger seat like this. You know what this nigga said? He said, you ain't gonna call me no more, is you? I said, no, sir. Because no, we laugh.
But
we don't judge.
Now, so here's a few things. When they first of all, when the guy says let's stop by the house first, and he say come sit in my room, that's
I feel
a
like
setup.
I'm being judged. You're right. I totally agree. For the masses out there, but I'll be honest with you, like for the extent of it, like. We were fully dressed. We did go.
Yeah, but
we
didn't
go out after that first night.
You got to be fully dressed to get naked. So, secondly, this is very important. So when the ugly twins came in,
Byron,
you went to the bathtub.
The bathroom.
Bathroom.
Yeah.
Was there? Oh, I thought you got in the bathtub like it was like some kind of force field around the bathtub.
I'm not scared like that, but I'm not dumb. I think it's a really dumb act to think that you're gonna outdo people you can't outdo. Now, I'm gonna tell you this. I've said this with myself.
But before you go there, how did you? Because the way you ended that part, it was like when they were going to stone Jesus in the middle of town.
Yeah.
There was no resolve or resolution. You didn't explain how you got away from that.
I stayed in the bathroom until it got quiet. And literally he knocked on the door and said, come out. I'm serious. That's the truth.
Did he hit that night?
No. No. I went home. We didn't even go out.
Did he hit any night?
No. We never had sex. No, I'll tell you what did happen, though. At the end of it all, because I really think he was a good guy. And this is where I come in. And this is the Frankie of me. I really think he was a good guy in a bad situation. And he chose his situation. He made his situation. He got a lie in it. No matter what his story was to me about, oh, Frankie, I didn't know she was like that. I was just trying to hit. That's what he told to me. You get what I'm saying? He's just trying to hit. And then she ended up being a ghetto girl from the area. You get what I'm saying? That's his story to me. But no matter what, he told me he wanted to take care of his child and he wanted to be in his child's life, but that's his situation and not mine. I was in the military. I was single. I was living a good life. I just didn't need any of it, right?
Yeah.
So what I did do, he was like, Frankie, it's really over. I'm like, yeah. So I did invite him over one more time to, like, he never had came over to my place. So I invited him over to my place, and I had made this delicious Alfredo, and we had like a goodbye dinner, and that is literally it.
You
Like,
had a goodbye dinner?
Yes, because he was really a decent guy, but I can't deal with that situation.
Can
I
you make-
really ain't no bad person.
Can you make me that Alfredo?
I really can.
Okay.
So you don't have breakup sex. We have breakup pasta.
break up pasta.
Yeah, and they'll tell you. Yeah, I when I end, if I end things, and if somebody want to have a conversation with me, cool, we could talk about it. Not all the time. I don't have to do that for people. But it wasn't even like that. I didn't dislike him or hate him for anything. That was his situation. And honestly, I thought about it, and I said, his child got to be over 18 now. So either he had.
So now you can double back.
No. Maybe he's. I said to my girlfriend, I said, his child has to be 18, so he ain't dealing with that no more. She says if he ain't have no more by her, because what do people normally do? They say, oh, he's a deadbeat or she's a deadbeat, but they got 2 babies by her.
That's a 3. I mean,
You said 3.
because I mean, toxic vagina is so underrated.
Toxic dingling is so.
I wouldn't know that. I wouldn't be an expert.
I wouldn't
in that.
know either.
You've had toxic.
I make
dingling.
pasta.
You've had toxic dingling though, for sure. But I ain't judging you. See, the long pause says it all.
You're only lucky if one day in your life you get to experience decent toxic penis.
No such thing.
It is.
All right. So,
But-
so speaking of not judging, so this is gen to gen, so there's generation to generation. Normally we have the other end of the spectrum, or another end of the spectrum of generation. So we have Gen Zers or whoever we have here. Though Gen Zers tend to be unreliable sometimes, so we're out. Gen
I'm gonna
Zers.
stick up for the Gen Zers today, okay? I got y'all. I'm gonna say that y'all too preoccupied and y'all out here living y'all life and y'all out here trying to. Yeah, I got y'all back.
Yeah,
Not too much on them. Not too much.
Yeah, fuck my show, man. Even though Phil charges a lot to do this show, but anyway, that's neither here nor there. We laugh
And we
and
don't,
we don't judge.
We love y'all.
But so I had this topic because I realized, because I was scrolling the internet the other day, and I ran across. Well, Phil, show them what I ran across.
Hey, Chicago, do y'all have a problem with me sitting down on this stage? Exactly. Get the fuck off my dick, Snoop Dogg. I bought her a chain, I bought her a bag, I made her everything. The only thing that I...
All right, that's about as far as I can go before we get a copyright strike.
Yeah, let's not get a copyright strike. So that's a guy by the name of Dave Blunts. He's 23 years old.
What?
He's 23 years old.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't know he was that young.
23 years old. Wow. And obviously he is every bit of 600 pounds.
Plus.
At least. And what I realized, and this didn't make me realize this, this just highlights it. We're in an era where you're not allowed to make honest observation. So when I was growing up, we were kind of brutally honest in a lot of ways.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a fat kid, you're a fat kid. We made fun of you.
Oh, but that's bullying.
Yeah.
Right.
But we didn't even, I mean, people didn't even, bullying always existed.
Which I'm a proponent. I'm a
foremost.
proponent of bullying. So we'll put a pin in that and we'll talk about it in a second.
Okay.
So Snoop Dogg saw, I guess this guy went viral for, he was heavy set, but I guess he does a lot of songs, and some of his songs went viral. And so Snoop Dogg reposted him once and said, because he has a song called, is it Put the Cup Down, Phil?
I can't put down the cup.
I can't put down the cup, which is like an ode to lean, promethazine and codeine, which is actually my generation. That kind of
I know what you're
resurfaced in
talking
this generation. But
You said it's resurfacing?
yeah, of course.
Okay.
Lean is still prevalent. But so he had a song called "Put the Cup Down." So that went viral, and Snoop Dogg reposted it and said, you need to put the chicken wings down and, making a joke of it, which is what you do. That's what we do. We're human beings. We point out the obvious and we make observation. Sometimes it's funny. Sometimes it's mean spirited. Sometimes it's just funny. The truth is the truth. I'm a chubby guy too. But so that's what he was responding to in that clip where he was performing at what festival was that he performing at, Phil?
He said where he was at.
He was in Chicago, but
Yeah,
I don't
he's
know.
in
I don't know
Chicago.
where. I don't know what venue that was.
It's like one of those festivals. So in that clip,
Like Complex was doing it, right? Something like that.
yeah, I think it's like a.
So he definitely has a following.
Yeah.
Yeah. He has a major following because his music is it's kind of like a dog whistle, so it's like more for like Gen Zers who so they like it, they enjoy it. Some of the stuff I've heard is pretty good, but really it is a lot. It's very well. I'll get to his music in a second, but he's on that stage. He's obviously like 600 pounds. Mm-hmm. He can't move around. He's sitting on the chair. He has an oxygen tank. He's smoking.
Yeah.
It's in a crowded facility where I'm sure other people are smoking, which don't do that. If you see an oxygen tank, the last thing you do is smoke. But so he's performing, which I wouldn't want to see anybody performing sitting down on the chair just rocking back and forth. But that's just me. I like live entertainment, and that's not what I consider entertainment. But so him responding and then that going viral, of course, and then Snoop Dogg responding again like, "Hey man, you got it," because it's one of those things where it's an obvious thing. This guy is obviously at 23 years old being unable to walk or breathe on your own.
Wrong one. There you go.
It's obviously somebody should help him. But the thing about this era that we're in, especially Gen Zers, you're not able to say these things. It becomes like a gaslight fest for people like, oh, let him live his life, and he's just happy, he's living his dream. Whatever else conversation that comes with that. It's like the Lizzo thing when Lizzo was obviously not happy being in the body in the space that she was in and crying out for help every time. But then when people would mention her weight or her, it became a gaslight fest about body positivity, even though she didn't appear to be happy about that. And I just feel like this generation, this era is feelings over facts.
No, I'm going to speak for the Gen Zers right here. I feel like Gen Zers don't really seek validation. They're not seeking your validation. And I feel like from our generation, people always, like, especially the generation before us, they didn't even have a thought most times. They just went with the flow of the ocean. They said, we did. Our generation, millennials, we come in and we said, they said, but wait, but wait. Yeah, our generation, we took a pause. You get what I'm saying? And now we get mad that the generation after us is a little stronger than us and they're not seeking validation. How I personally see it is, I don't think no, I work out all the time. I think health is just super, 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 super important. But I don't think that somebody who is dying from cancer or somebody who is dying from leukemia or somebody who is dying from anything or suffering with anything, any kind of mental illness or anything, I don't think they should not enjoy themselves while they're on this earth. Like, so if that's making him happy but making y'all mad, why would he stop? Like, why would he stop?
Okay, let me respond to that. So, on the contrary, this generation is the most validation seeking generation that there's ever been.
You think so?
Let me
think so?
Let me.
Yeah, dude. TikTok.
This generation is the first generation that doesn't know what it's like to not be able to film every aspect of their lives. So they literally film themselves and show every aspect of their lives.
No, they share themselves.
No, listen. So, on the contrary, they absolutely seek validation. Seeking validation is a social norm. That's what we do. So, that's not true. Especially, no, listen. especially this guy. So when I saw this, I looked him up. I did research, and this whole thing is from what is it, from ICU to ICP. So every other time he's in and out of the hospital, he's showing a picture of himself in the hospital, showing himself drinking lean in the ICU, hooked up to hooked up to machines, and his whole thing is showing every aspect of this lifestyle that is literally killing him. So when you
don't get
so when
that.
you-
Like, if he's showing every aspect, he is showing the truth. Now, if he hid the aspect of it, but only showed himself rapping, that's one thing. He is showing every piece of his truth, just like you said. He can choose to do that, and people can choose to look away, and people can choose to not watch it. You can choose to not watch it. You can choose to not pay him no attention. You can choose to let him do what he want to do on the TV, and you can move on with your life.
Okay, so that's my whole point. Is that's when it becomes a gaslight or deflecting thing. So when you say, hey, that's not healthy, this guy's killing himself, he's living his life, he's happy, that is not the conversation. So it's especially when you delve into his music is very sad and depressing and self-defecating. So it sounds like a cry for help. And so you can live your life, and you are absolutely well within your rights and parameters to live your life. But if people see you and they say the life that you're living will lead you to an early grave, to be 23, 600 pounds, to be showing a habit like drinking lean, which is a deadly habit by itself. People die. Not only him being 600 pounds, not only him not being able to walk any distances, to the point where he has to sit down on a sofa and perform.
He said he
There
has heart
is really
failure.
people out here who are really thin, who ain't worked out a day in their life, and just as unhealthy.
And that's what they call
Just unhealthy. As
that,
unhealthy.
That's an example of deflecting, because we're not talking about that. We're talking about this.
And that's fine. But I'm telling you, as long as I just feel like people have the opportunity. This is what I want to ask you. Your solution for him is to stop living his life, go sit in a hospital, lose that weight, work on that weight. Don't do what you're doing because you're unhealthy and you shouldn't be out here doing what you're doing. Go behind doors, close the doors, go behind doors. We don't want to see that fatness. That's what you want to say to him. You want to let him know that this ain't acceptable in this society, sir. You got to go take your ass inside. That's what we got to say?
Nope. That's also deflecting. That's because I didn't say
That's
any
what
of that.
what are you saying? He should go behind closed doors because he's on TV and you got a problem with that? So
No. I'm saying if you are eating yourself to death, if you are drinking yourself
you
to
have
death,
very valid points, but
so
still no solution to him living his life.
no, but that's not if living your life and then somebody saying, hey man, this is unhealthy, and you saying fuck Snoop Dogg. That's not now you are literally thumbing your nose at people who are saying, hey, this ain't healthy, bro.
Okay,
Then when people like this die untimely, we all, oh man, that's so sad, but he was just living his life.
I think the generation. I'm gonna put myself on camera here. I think Gen Z. I'm gonna tout this for Jeremy's point of view. They live in the moment. So somebody that young really doesn't see a future ahead of you because they're just kind of living day to day. And I mean, hell, I used to be like that. I was 400 pounds, man, and people would genuinely be concerned for me, and I would thumb my nose at them and be like, "Hey, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I'm good. I'm gonna live my life. Now, granted, it's different because he's a musician, because he's everywhere. But I mean, his music isn't bad. It's not bad, but I do think he should. First, he should stop drinking. That stuff that'll kill him before the heart failure.
Yeah.
But if he does want to see 30, that's something that you really need to think about. And I think that his circle that he's in, if he even has a circle, needs to talk to him. But also one thing that I would do before, and what people do now is when they feel depressed about themselves, they overshare things because they want to hear people say, "Oh, you're doing fine. You're okay.
Yeah.
What you're doing isn't bad." But it's literally a cry for help, Frankie. It's literally a cry for help.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. I have my own cries for help. I'm a human just like everybody else. I have my own cries for help. But I'm just trying to ask you guys, what are you going to do when a person is choosing to live how they want to live? Your criticism to them, your feedback to them, if it's not helping, it's definitely hurting. Like you're not doing, like if the person doesn't want to be helped, if they don't want to be helped, it kind of you kind of said like he's just on there and he don't want to be helped. He likes to do these things. You're wasting your time criticizing someone who doesn't want to be helped. He's choosing to live his life out the way he is. Yes, he's young and I don't agree with it. I push health. I push it to anybody who will listen. Jeremy, we met. I said, hey, come work out with me. I did. I think it's truly important, but your solution to somebody else's problem when it's their problem is really not your problem. You understand? It's just not your problem.
So here's the contradiction. When you agree with Phil saying, hey, that's a cry for help. So if that's a cry for help and then people say, hey, let's go to the gym. Well, you should go to the gym. You should get it. Because I seen him going, talking, communicating with Lil Yachty. And Lil Yachty said you need to get a trainer. And he's showing the messages. So that is a solution. So, or that is somebody attempting to answer your cry for help. So the whole point of me highlighting this particular incident is Gen Zers do what you're doing. They deflect.
Yeah.
They gaslight. They say I'm just living my life, and if you don't have if you're having a cry, when people have had destructive moments, or they were killing themselves, it used to not be something that we glorified or we celebrated. It seems like now these things are being celebrated and they're being excused. And that's only enabling him. And that's only enabling people when they're having self-destructive moments to say, hey, he's just living his life. Get out of his way.
So my thing about it is that it's not that I'm just speaking about this. I actually have the experience of what you're talking about. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? So my whole life, I was literally this size. And then when I turned about 31, I got almost up to 300 pounds. Mm-hmm. You know, I was 300 pounds. But during that time when I was 300 pounds, it was so many people just concerned about me. Mm-hmm. They were so concerned. Bless their heart. But they weren't concerned about their damn business. They was not concerned about their damn business. And the thing was, the only time that I felt like I was not cute is when people come in to tell me, oh, Frankie, you gained a lot of weight. Baby, get your face, get out my business. Get out my business. Go find something to make yourself happy. Because I was truly trying. I was enjoying myself. Anybody who knows me, like, I'm going to love life. And the thing, what really bothered me is criticism from people who ain't minding their own business. Like, I'm standing on that business. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I was there before. And the thing about it, I had a friend, she came to me and she called me one day and she said, Frankie, somebody asked me, how would you feel? Because at the time, she was losing a lot of weight, right? She was losing a lot of weight. And during the process of her losing, mind you, she had been a bigger girl our whole friendship. And so during the time, she was losing a lot of weight. And so during that, I was amping her up. I boosted her up. She would say, Frankie, join it with me. And I said, no, this is your journey, baby. I'm really happy where I'm at right now. I'm not sure if I'm happy, but I'm not ready. You understand? Mm-hmm. I was not ready to put that foot forward. I'm the type of person, and we talked about this earlier. I told you once I plan, I go for that plan, but I gotta be ready. You know what I'm saying? I gotta be ready. You can't be ready for me. You can't do nothing for me. I gotta do it for myself. So she kept saying, Frankie, join me. And I was like, no, girl, do your thing. I'm boosting for you. I'm boosting for you. Right? And so one day, I live in Miami. She lives in Orlando. I ain't been home in a couple years. So she says, Frankie, somebody asked me, how does Frankie feel that you lost weight and she been gaining weight? And that was weird to me because who the fuck seen me? to know I gained weight. So I said, who said that? And she said, well, Frankie, I don't want to say. I just was just mentioning it. I say, no, bitch, tell me who said it. And she said, but Frankie, I don't want to say it. You know why? Because she said it. Round here, you get what I'm saying? She's round here trying to make me feel bad about me when I feel good about me.
Right.
And I'm trying to live my life. I didn't do anything to her. Her own insecurity caused her to say some shit like that because she ain't worried about her damn self.
Absolutely.
People gotta worry about themselves. I'm not even trying to make this is real shit. When I see that guy on TV, it's unhealthy. But it's unhealthy. I agree.
So start right there. We laugh
and we
don't judge. So the point is we do judge.
Low key, people do judge. Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
And the disconnect is pretending that we don't.
Come on now. That's why they got to sing that song, though.
But exactly. So I think that there's a because what happens in general in life, and this is to me, I always say this is the most damaging thing that can happen is the overcorrect. So
concur.
So in our generation or our growing up and our upbringing, we didn't do things all right. So this platform isn't about saying this generation does this generation does that. It's to compare and to contrast.
Most certainly.
Because we didn't value feelings. We didn't consider feelings. We didn't consider emotions. We just laughed and we judged. So
really?
now
That's very true.
So now this generation is pretending that we don't judge because we're considering feelings. But what happens is it's a disingenuous and a dishonest conversation. So then you find yourself 600 pounds on an oxygen tank, could die any moment. And then, so when people do laugh, you can't handle it. It gets ugly for you. It gets ugly for the people around you. So now nobody around you will tell you the truth. So there should be a healthy balance of being able to be honest. Because granted, my whole life I was a certain weight. And then around 31, 32, 33, around the pandemic, I gained a lot of weight.
Wasn't it fun?
It was great. but it was there's a certain, and this is just a theory, but there's a certain time in between, I think 33 and 40 that you kind of find yourself in what people would call a midlife crisis, or just a realization of where you are, where you gauge yourself up to being, and then where you want to be. And then you have to kind of reevaluate.
You gotta change it up.
I think at least from this standpoint, I feel like images like this is a great example of people not able to be self-aware and honest with each other and themselves.
I agree.
Because granted, I'm an outgoing popular, funny guy. People know me. So my walk of life would be different than somebody who grew up in Iowa, wherever this kid's from, West Bumfuck, whatever, who appears based on his music and the way that he interacts in interviews to not be as outgoing, and this being his outlet, but also having people around him who are not honest with him. Who are afraid to hurt his feelings, afraid to tell him no.
You think that's what he has around?
Absolutely, because when I saw, I'm naturally.
And for the reason of, did you think about for the reason of what?
Well, I watched a couple of his interviews, and just the things that he said about growing up and his upbringing. He had a rough childhood, a rough upbringing, and homeless shelters, all that kind of stuff. And so, a single mother kind of thing. So just based on his music, based on his interviews, the conversations that he has, because he's very candid and very open when he's being interviewed.
Okay.
It appears that he's crying out for help. Not only figuratively or symbolically, but in the music. The music is very sad, melancholy, Juice WRLD-esque music.
Rod Wave-esque.
Not even Rod Wave-esque. It's literally
Deeper.
like, yeah, it's really like I want to die music.
Yep. Yep.
And
You had
so
a lot of people in that crowd.
So that's why it's most damaging when people say, "Oh, he's just living his life, man, and get out of his way." And it's like, no, this guy's telling me that he's drowning. He's telling me he's drowning.
I'm just asking, what is, like, you have an opinion, but a real solution. I feel like when people have some opinions, they better have solutions too.
Can I mention somebody?
Yeah, definitely.
Jelly Roll. Y'all know who Jelly Roll is?
Yes, sir.
Sounds familiar.
He's a very, very talented. He's a country singer, but he also dabbles in a little bit of hip hop sometimes.
He started out rapping. He used to rap with 3 6 Mafia.
Yeah, so he's very, very popular. Very, very large guy. Was talking about his music, was very sad sometimes because he was a cry for help. People talked to him, and he had the bariatric surgery. So he's lost like 100 and some pounds. He's still a
That's
big guy right
amazing.
now.
Yeah.
But he has changed. You know what I'm saying? He's changed.
Got to.
Because
So
he was about 700 to 800 pounds.
yeah,
Oh, he's a white guy, by the way.
because he's also like 6'8".
Yeah.
So like, yeah. So
I'm really going to put it out there in the air that I hope that he gets it together and find some hope in him to be ready to change, because it does sound like, from what you're saying and what you witnessed, is that he is not willing to listen to anyone. That's what I'm hearing.
I think
And
no.
so
I think to drive the point home, it's nobody saying anything. It's not that he's not willing to listen. It's just that everybody is so hard pressed to not hurt feelings that they don't tell the truth. And so when you tell the truth, it becomes body shaming or people are, when in reality, if somebody's crying for help, I'm not here for a solution. I'm here to say, hey, you need help? Because again, I can't provide you a solution. It is a self thing. But if you're saying, hey, I'm drowning, I'm going to say, hey, do you need help? As opposed to just saying, oh, he's fine, he's just living his life. And that seems to be the disconnect.
That's me trying to speak for the Gen Zers, just because I feel like the Gen Zers, I feel they have a little bit more bravery than our generation had. I just see it a little bit a different way. But
Because
it doesn't
everybody
take
just-
away from the fact of what you're saying. It can be true at once. I feel what you're saying, but I also have my opinion that they're a little bit more bolder than our generation was. I think they're a little bit more risk taking, a little bit more opportunist than our, like, whether that's good or bad, taking more opportunities. I'm defending, but I get what you're saying. He could. I won't say he don't need to lose weight. I'm just looking on the side of, he's alive, he's here, he got to live.
What'd you say, Phil?
No, I was saying that what I think too is the Gen Zers, I think they only seek validation, and that's why maybe Frankie said that they take more risk or they're more bold, because they always have people validating for them instead of saying, "Hey, sit down, you're doing something stupid."
Precisely. And that's kind of more what I'm getting at. And you framed it in a perfect bow. Is I think it's the opposite. It's the constant seek of validation that makes it, because some things should be private. Some things should be
I totally
be
agree
just
with
for
that.
yourself.
We talked about how, relationships, love life should have some privacy, but it's everything exposed online. I agree with you.
But that was a great conversation. By the way, if you're watching this, get all your up-to-date Gen to Gen podcast stuff on gen2genpod.com. Phil's
Y'all
going to
check
put it somewhere on the screen here. Of course, we're on YouTube. Tell your friends about it. Frankie's on here now. She's famous.
Y'all, please look us up.
Hit us in the comments and let us know what you think. Do you agree with Frankie, which was probably wrong, or do you agree with me, who's Probably right.
I definitely got my own opinion, and I'm gonna make sure I share it on here. I'm gonna make sure y'all hear it. I'm gonna make sure y'all know that there's difference happening here, and it was a true conversation. I appreciate you for that.
Yeah.
Follow me, the Real Just Black, on Instagram. Jen to Jen. We also on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you get your podcast. We upload.
You can tell Alexa.
Yeah.
Just holler at Alexa, and Alexa will pull us right up. Again, let us know what you think.
And make sure y'all follow me, Frankie Italia _ Hit your girl up. Throw some topics in my inbox. Hit me up.
And hit her Cash App, man.
Yes, hit my Cash App. It is Frankie.
Does that actually work? Hold on. Does that work?
I don't know, but
Does
I
it
want
work
to
for
try
women?
it.
Because women do that on their birthday.
With an ass like Frankie's, I'm sure people gonna Cash App.
Can I
her.
get a couple dollars in my Cash App?
We gonna split it too. Don't fuck around.
Okay.
All right, guys. See you later.
Peace and
Bye,
love.
y'all.
From pen to pen, the state again. Podcasting crew, Jen to Jen, let's go. Yeah, Jen to Jen. Podcasting, know we at it again. Past the future, always here for the win. We hold it down, the movement will never end. Yeah, Jen to Jen. Podcasting, know we at it again. Past the future, always here for the win. We hold it down, the movement will never end.